Hey, welcome to This Old Shop. I'm Greg. I want to make a quick video about calibration cycles and basically how often you should get your units calibrated, whether it's a torque wrench, micrometer, gauge, whatever, multimeter. The first thing is the default is normally 1 year, at least for an RCal lab. That's the general default for everybody as well. But unless your unit is used frequently, let's say you got a torque wrench and you're using 100 times a day, you might want to get it calibrated 3 months or 6 months. If you have a system where it's very critical, where you're manufacturing a batch of whatever it is and you need to take measurements, and if something's wrong you gotta get rid of that whole batch, you need to do it more frequently. Or if you drop the unit and it gets damaged or it gets run over by a truck or whatever happens, you should probably get it calibrated on the spot when that happens. Also, regulatory requirements. If you're working for the government or whatever agency that you're doing work for, they might require certain calibration intervals. And the last thing is primary or secondary standards, such as if I'm using my deadweight tester to calibrate a gauge, that's a primary standard. But if I'm like my temperature and humidity sensor on the wall over here, that's a secondary standard. I don't need to calibrate that every year, every 2 years, because it just sits there and doesn't really move. That's pretty much it for calibration cycles. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of different other reasons. That's just the basics that I can think of. One other thing I wanted to show you, an eBay find that I purchased. It's a Sika Electronics TPM 650M 650 degrees Celsius temperature calibrator. It's pretty neat. You plug it in. I call it a hot pot, but you plug it in and you can put in your thermometer into this little insert here. See, it's got a hole for thermometers, and this heats it up to the temperature for calibration. This unit, unfortunately, we turned it on and it's having some issues with the sensor, so we're going to send it back to the factory and have them recertify it and fix it for us so that we can use it in our everyday work. So, well, that's it for this episode. Make sure you rate, subscribe, comment. Any questions, let me know. Thanks.